Hey, what's up everyone? I noticed in my previous video when I said whether the Lord's coming in, it just stopped me at coming, whether the Lord's coming, and it just shut me off. And I said, or I don't know. What I meant was, I didn't mean that I didn't know whether he was coming at all. That's not what I meant, or whether there was going to be an arrival or whatever of the Lord. I wasn't meaning that whether the second coming was coming or happening or not. That's not what happened. The video shut me off and made me go silent for some reason. So, I don't want that to be taken out of context. But I'm still leaving up the video because of the message. What I said was whether the Lord's coming in 10 years or whether he's coming tomorrow. We've got to focus on making the world we live in better and brighter until that time. And putting out love and unity. So I don't know why it shut me off. It shut that part of the message off, but it did. But that's what I was saying in the previous video. So I don't know why. It probably didn't want that part of the message in there. So anyway, I don't know why it shut that part off, but unity and love, everyone. I'm uploading a daily Bible verse right now. We've got to focus on unity and love and not put our hope or faith in some person, some man, or anyone. People have got to not put their faith and hope, their everything, into someone, even though that's all we have. That's all we have as human beings in this world to try to cope with and make this world better. Sadly, the world elites and leaders use the rest of us as they sit on their pedestal and use the rest of us as their own personal ottoman or ashtray. I don't smoke, but that's the only reference I could think of. Sadly, that's what they do. And they feed off of us. They live off of us. But we've got to focus. We've got to make the world we live in better until the Lord arrives. Until the Lord comes, there's going to be hardships. There's going to be hardships. There's always been hardships. And truthfully, throughout history, people have manipulated and distorted things and turned prophecy into their own personal gain. And they've taken things and distorted them around and said, this is happening, that's happening now. This is the time, that's the time. I will say so many prophetic things from multiple cultures, especially Christ believers like myself. Our culture, the prophecies in the biblical prophecy really are ramping up and taking place. For when you see these things taking place, look up. For your redemption draweth near. Unity is close, folks. But let's try to make a little slice of heaven on earth and treat each other kindly before that happens. Just put out love. Love, 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 everyone. Please. I'm still going to do my videos regarding the strange things happening in the world around us, and they are ramping up. And the different various political things that are happening. I'm not liking the direction that it's going in this physical realm, 3D realm, but got to keep our heads up. Because our hope is in the spiritual. But first, we've got to focus on making the world we live in better. But whether, like I was saying in my previous video, whether the arrival is tomorrow or 10 years from now or whenever, whether that time, no one knows but the source, no one knows but God. But whenever it is, just remember, till that time, let's focus on making the life we live in better and livable, more livable. Alright, anyway, my link's below, and if I don't put it in this right away in the description box, you can find it in other videos if you want. This is your daily guru video, I guess. Not really guru, but spiritual, positive affirmations. Things will be okay. Things will be okay. Those of you with eyes to see, you know what the right side is. You know what the right side is. You know it in your heart. You feel it and you know it, like myself. But we've got to focus on the unity through God of each other. The Holy Spirit. And may the Lord bless us. And like I said, whether his arrival is, whether the time is an hour from now, tomorrow, 10 years from now, I feel it's very soon. But whether that time is whenever, I feel the spiritual acclamation of things to be very, very soon. But whenever or wherever time that is, whatever point in existence that is, technically we're technically living within the finite. The outside is the infinite, and we're technically living in a contained, finite existence. So all that was, is happening now, and will be happening is kind of almost really coexisting at the same time. In my mind, that's the way I view it. All in a bubble, sort of, so to speak. Time is an abstract concept used to define the linear progression of existence from point to point. And we're living inside that bubble of all that was, is, and will be, happening simultaneously. But the source, the creation source, God, is on the outside of all of that. Not bound to limitations of our understanding. Just like something you made wouldn't understand you, and you would be bound to your limitations. It would be bound to your limitations, so you are beyond it, and then God is beyond us. No one knows when that time is. I do feel it soon, but what moment? I don't know. Alright, peace. Signing out. Don't get too caught up in the issues of this world. Just treat each other with kindness and try to make the world we're living in while we're here a better place. Peace and signing out.